Hey everyone, I hope you guys have had a great week so far in your trading. I'm going over my trade this morning on GU that I took. This is the candle filter strategy, the candle filter model for anybody that might be new to this video, new to the channel, new to what in the world is the candle filter. So we'll go over all that again. Felt like I've said it 20 times now, but that's okay. We'll touch on that. We'll cover it and kind of go through everything step by step here. So this was my trade this morning. I'm looking at GU. A couple things I want you guys to look at and that stand out right away. So we're looking at GU. First thing that you can see from the chart is we are way the heck down here in discount. This is ideal. This is where you want to be for a buy. Up here, you want to be up here for a sell or for going short. So it's, again, looking at the 15-minute chart overall, we're way down here, hoping for some turnaround, which is what we got later this morning. And so anyway, I'll go through my entry and what I was looking at here. So I went ahead, first of all, as you guys have seen, and drew out some standard deviations, both here at the lowest point and then here in this area as well, just to kind of see if things would line up. And then why would you do that? Well, what I'm looking for is this area here around the 2.5. That is typically where you'll see some kind of reversal, some kind of turnaround. It's a good place to target, if you're looking for take profit, and you just want to kind of see what aligns up with that. So all of this hasn't happened as of yet. As I'm shooting this video, of course it has, but at this point in time, I'm looking to the left, always looking to the left to see what's there, what's the market giving us, what's happening. So, and also wanting to see where this aligns at. So I've got my eye on this area already here. And of course you've got area up here you can target. And also if you keep going up, you've got up here, maybe up here, and then of course you've got this big candle here. So keeping that in mind. So again, looking at the chart, let me go over this again too, just in case, because I always get a question or two every time. It seems like some people ask, what is this? This is an indicator that I use. It's called Smart Money Concepts. It's by Lux Algo. It's free on TradingView, and so go download it. I uncheck everything in there except the very bottom. I turn on the zones, and that will give you your discount and your premium areas. That is the same thing as if you drew out a fib. In fact, let me just go ahead and change this to my 50% fib. And you can see that lines up. Again, we're going from the high to the low on the chart. That gives you your premium area, your discount area. This is your equilibrium, and that is exactly what this indicator is doing here. It just does it dynamically, so that way, whether I'm on the 15-minute chart, the 4-hour chart, 5-minute chart, whatever, it's going to tell me where I'm at on that time frame. So again, just with that information in mind, just so you guys know. Going back to the chart here, we're on the 15-minute chart. Again, with the candle filter, what we are looking for is we're looking for an area of liquidity to be swept. And then from that point, we're looking for certain conditions to apply. And I will go through that right now. So this was yesterday. This is moving into last night. And then we've got the London session that happened all through here. So we've got a little bit of a turnaround. I woke up pretty early. I'm usually up by 5 o'clock, 5:30. And so that was right in this time frame, and I can already see that area is basically a no-go. Why is it a no-go? Because even though this candle swept this area of liquidity here, this candle here did not close above it. And I'll go through that again in just a second when I talk about the entry I took. This is the next area I marked up, and of course I'm looking all through here as well. And so let me blow up the chart here so everybody can see. I hope this is a little bit better on your eyes. I got sick of the white background, so I went ahead and changed it. So maybe this will look better on YouTube as well. So anyway, got this area of liquidity down here. Mark this up. We got candles that came down. This is the 5 o'clock or 5:15 candle, 5:30. 5:30 shoots through it, takes out this liquidity here, and then we've got this next candle that I'm watching at this point, but it is a no-go. Why is it a no-go? Talking about this guy right here. It's a no-go because even though the candle came up and it wicked above it, the candle body itself did not close above it. There's a phrase that I love in the Discord that I'm in, one of them that I'm in, and I can't remember who phrased it, but it's the wicks do the damage. Gosh, what is it again? I'm just blanking out here. Wicks do the damage. The bodies tell the story. I just drew a blank there for a second. Wicks do the damage. The bodies tell the story. So I'm looking at the body here, and that's what you want to look at as well for part of the rule of the candle filter is the body itself has to come up and close, has to be an opposing candle, has to come up and close above the swept liquidity area. So once it does that, you get this candle that closed above it, and I went ahead and I put my OTE fib on it. I've got one called the filter candle, which has got additional entries in here. Let me go ahead and blow this up here a little bit. And then I've got one I just call the 68 or 61, I'm sorry. And so these two areas are really all that I'm looking at. And so once the candle closes, again, get an area of swept liquidity, candle closes back up above that liquidity, you put your fib on, and then this candle here is the candle I'm going to begin to look for an entry on. Now, I will tell you that I just basically stay on the 15-minute chart really at this point. I talk about going down to lower time frames in the past on other videos. I only say that because there may be other people that want to look at entering on a fair value gap, an order block, an inverse fair value gap. But I will say that once I put the fib on this candle, I will go ahead, let me just take this guy off for a second. I go ahead and put a buy limit. Where's my arrow at? Right there on the 0.5. I go ahead and get that ready and get it set. And that way, when this candle comes down and taps through it, I'm in at that point, and then we just kind of see, what happens, and hopefully start, finding an area to target. You should already have an area that you want to target when you get into your trade, before you get into your trade, and I'll go through what I was looking at in a second. But that's the way I do things. If you move down to the 3, let's just do that for the heck of it. This is what the 3-minute chart looks like. And so, if you got a preference where you want to get in on something else through here, maybe an inverse fair value gap, breaker, whatever. I haven't even looked at it down this low yet. Then you got your opportunity to do there. But basically on the 15, once it sweeps, and then once my fib is on there, or my candle filter fib as I call it, then I go ahead and set a buy limit on the 0.5 and I'm ready to go. And then I just wait and see what happens from there. Now, one thing that I will share with you guys that I have been doing recently, just go ahead and put that area back on there, is because the market has just been so crazy lately. It's just, I feel like it's like dangerous waters to trade in. I have been actually taking the one modification that I made is, let me draw this out, and then I'm just going to say, put 50%. I've got real strict with the candle filter in the sense that if you slice up these two areas, so even though we're in discount all through here, if you slice up the discount in half and say, now this is your discount, and this is the premium area of the discount, I'm looking for trades right in here. And then same thing with up here. If I'm in premium, I want to get into trades that are right up in this area. That's what I am looking for. I used to take them down here and still do at times, but I'm looking for right here, and I'm looking for way down here is what I'm after. And the reason being is, like I said, it's just because the market has been so crazy lately, the way things are moving. If you trade NQ and YM, the NASDAQ, US 30, whatever your broker is, how you're set up. Those guys are just so high now as it is. And so I've honestly shifted a little bit more to looking at GU and EU, just based on how they move, the smoothness of the way they move. And, I've got actually points of reference with those two pairs where I can look back and basically, look at kind of areas to target. Whereas there's been days with NQ and YM that it's like, okay, where do you trade? Where do you look at? Where do you at that point really is where I fall back to the inverse fair value gap model, and I'm looking for entries at that point. But anyway, so having said that, that's what I've been doing lately. Just my 2 cents for you guys to know is kind of slicing these two areas up here. So let me take that back off the screen and hop back. And so once I was in this trade here, at that point, like I said, what I did this morning, and I shared this with the people in the Discord I'm in, is I was targeting this area here, which kind of lined up through there, and followed the trade, and then got out right there and just played it safe. So let me just draw this back out again. And so again, filter OTE fib on the candle that closes above it, and then you're looking for an entry at that point. Now, most of the time, I will say most of the time, I will hop down to the lower time frames, and then from there, I will look to get to the EQ area or just above the equilibrium area to another imbalanced area that I want to target. It's the two areas you want to look at. But again, just today, especially with no news today at all, I wanted to just play it safe, and I hit here, wrote it up a little bit, hit this area, and then I got out in terms of using the candle filter strategy. So just letting you guys know that. So again, just to recap, you're looking for an area of liquidity to be swept. You are looking for an opposing candle to close back up, and then once it does, your entry will come on the next candle, and usually that guy will come down, come back into the area, tap, and then just take off completely. So I will say the one thing that I am still a little iffy on, it seems to play out every time, but I'm just not comfortable with it a whole lot. Again, it's just me. Is you guys may have seen areas where let me just move this down and say, I don't know, I'm just going to put it here, just theoretically. So you've got candles coming down, and then you have an opposing candle that comes down and wicks through it, and then comes back up, and then it starts going up. Those are just, that's happened a couple of times. Those, although they seem to play out, I'll just be honest and say those are just a little iffy to me. Maybe not so far, not so much this far down. Maybe, let's see, maybe, I don't know, maybe it just comes down and maybe just taps right here and comes down and then closes back up and takes off. And this would be a green candle at this point. So instead of a red candle, the downtrend, instead of the trend coming down and sweeping the liquidity, you've got it coming down, and all of a sudden an opposing candle comes down and sweeps it and then takes off. So I'm just a little iffy on those. Like I said, they seem to play out every time, and I just put it on just for the heck of it to see what happens. But you again, assuming that's a giant green candle, I'll put it on there to see what happens. But for the most part, in my back testing, I'm just not real comfortable with it, because it's just it kind of doesn't go along with the rules. The rule is liquidity swept, an opposing candle comes up and closes. But then again, I've seen this a couple of times, and like I said, it always seems to play out. I'm just a little iffy on taking them. I've taken them in the past. They've worked. But I don't know. If you guys that are watching this, if you're still on at this point and you've seen these happen and you've taken these, let me know. Drop some comments in there. You know, there's been a lot of times I haven't taken them. There's been a few that I have and they've played out. And that's the only situation that I'm still a little iffy on with the candle filter. Although I guess technically, as people have told me that have reached out, you know, it is an opposing candle. It sweeps the liquidity. It closes above it. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I get it. I get what you're saying. But so anyway, just so you know, you are, you know, it's for the most part, it's you know, it's again the same. You know, it's your down candle or your up candle that's sweeping that liquidity, and then the opposing candle coming up, closing above it or closing below it. Anyway, I just wanted to mention that. Not trying to confuse anybody. You don't see that too often, but every now and then it does happen. And like I said, for the most part, they play out. But I'm just a little iffy on taking those. So anyway. All right, so that's pretty much it for the candle filter. If you guys have got any questions, best place to catch me is on X. Same name as my YouTube channel here. You can reach out and send me a message through there. I will get back to you as soon as I can. I don't think there's anybody I haven't missed. And in fact, there's a couple of people I've had some good conversations with in terms of trading. So no problems there. And, you know, if you want to reach out, talk about something, have a question on something, you know, my thing is I'm no different than you guys. We're all in this same journey together, helping each other, trying to get better, and, you know, every day with what we know and trading overall. So, not saying I'm better than anybody else, just trying to help each other out. That was one thing that I wanted to do with these videos is I never set out to be some huge influencer. That's just not me. I just wanted to take what Flaw in the Matrix had shared on X, take that material since I didn't see any video material on it, and take it, create some videos since I used to have a videography business. I know how to do all this, and just wanted to just take it and get it out there for everybody. So I hope this is helping. Thank you to all of you who have shared your charts, images, video clips, and things with me about your trades of using this model. I've heard from all kinds of people who are successful with this. Again, it's not the end-all be-all. There were a couple times throughout January that I got cooked pretty hard just because, again, the markets being the way they are, being the month of January, the way that month is, it looked like a perfect setup, and the thing would turn around on me and it fried me a couple times. And so it's, you know, it's pretty good overall, but it's, you know, it's not 100%. No trading strategy is. You are going to have some losses, but for the most part, I think it's pretty straightforward. And everybody that I've talked to has loved this. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope I shared some gems that can help you guys out. Again, two things is make sure you are in discount. Again, grab this indicator if you want to use it to visually see where you're at. And then if you want to take my little note that I've been doing where I've been splitting up the zones. And then slicing them up and then trying to really work on taking sells up here and then buys down in this area here. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will catch you on the next one. Again, if you got any questions, feel free to shoot me a message. Other than that, you guys have a great week. No news tomorrow. I think we have a whole lot of news actually this week at all. Next week we got CPI and PPI, so that should be interesting. But you guys play it safe, and catch you on the next video, guys. Have a good one.